Okay, so hello everyone. Welcome to another session for our recorded lecture. Right now, ang pag-uusapan natin is quantum numbers. Ayan. So, ang pag-uusapan natin dito is ano ba ang quantum numbers? Para saan siya? And ano yung mga numerical values na ginagamit natin to describe a quantum number? Okay? Ayan. So, let's start with identifying what is the definition of a quantum number. Quantum numbers are a set of numerical values of four numerical values used in chemistry and physics to describe the complete address or a quantum state of an electron inside an atom. So basically, yung sinasabi lang natin dito is that we use quantum numbers para makita daw ang electron within an atom. Okay? So, the thing is, hindi kasi natin nakikita ang electron. Okay? We do not have the means yet to see an electron. But what we can do is use the quantum numbers to identify the probability of locating an electron. Probability na baka nandito siya sa isang specific location or region sa isang atom. Okay? And that we use the four quantum numbers to do that. So we have principal energy level, the angular momentum or the orbital shape, spatial orientation or the magnetic, and the magnetic spin. So principal energy level is basically the shell na meron tayo for an atom. Okay? Ayan. So, just to give you an idea, no? Si principal energy level ay para siyang shell ng atom. And it is denoted as letter N or lowercase letter n. Napakita nito is basically the period. Or okay, kung hindi period, rows sa periodic table. Okay? And for angular momentum naman, from the word angular momentum, when you say angular, there is something that is revolving or rotating. Okay? Pero in the case of angular momentum, under the quantum number, ang pinag-uusapan natin dyan is the revolution of electron around an nucleus, and that's actually what determines the orbital shape na meron siya. And it is denoted as a lowercase l. Okay? Basically, that is the reason why we have S, P, D, and F. Okay? Sila yung mga subshells naman na tinatawag natin. Subshells. Ayan. Kung meron kang shells, meron ka ding subshells. Kumbaga, shells, for example, you have a one shell, tapos, dun sa shell na yun, meron pa siyang shell sa loob. Okay? That's why it's called subshells. Now, number 3 is the spatial orientation or the magnetic. It is denoted as a lowercase m sub l. And ang purpose niyan is to determine the coordinates of an electron in a specific axis. Paanong axis yung sinasabi natin, sir? It's something like this. For 2 dimensions kasi, for 2 dimension na axis, it's just y and x. Okay? 2 dimension yan. 3D ang ating mundo. So that involves the atoms that are electrons that is revolving around a nucleus, creating a radius or rather a spherical atom. So when we describe a sphere, we use some type of Cartesian, okay, which is a 3-dimensional axis naman. Which is kung meron kang y-axis and x-axis, sa 3-dimensional, dinadagdagan natin siya ng z-axis. Z-axis, x-axis, and then another one is y-axis. Ayan, y-axis. Kung saan pwede na natin ma-describe ang isang sphere within this 3-dimensional axis. Okay? Now, the purpose of spatial orientation or magnetic or M sub L is for us to be able to locate a specific electron along those axes na yun. Okay? So, we can locate them somewhere at the y-axis or x-axis or even in the z-axis. Ganon. Yun ang purpose ni spatial orientation. Now, for magnetic spin, this one is different. But it's still related dun sa ating spatial orientation Kung saan, ang spin na sinasabi nito is that the electrons are spinning north and south, and which gives us the value of positive 1/2 or negative 1/2. Na nagsabi, ang positive 1/2 daw ay nag-i-spin siya forward, okay? Or rather to the north. And the negative 1/2 is pababa naman to the south. So, I imagine it something like this. Para siyang dalawang electron sa isang packet ng subshell. Ngayon, within that packet, nag-i-spin din siya on its own. Okay? Ganun. Yun yung 1/2 or positive 1/2 and negative 1/2 na dinidescribe ni magnetic spin. This is actually the reason why kung bakit tayo may types of magnetism like paramagnetism and diamagnetism. And we're going to talk about that right after natin magbilang ng quantum numbers. Before we proceed to actually computing the quantum numbers or trying to find the electrons of a atom, pag-usapan muna natin ano yung mga accepted numerical values pagka ginagamit natin itong mga quantum numbers na to. Okay? For example, we have the first quantum number, the principal number, or the letter n. Okay? Now, for principal number, ang numerical values na ina-accept natin dito is 1 to 7. Sir, ano po yung 1 to 7 na yon? So, we have here an example in which case you are able to see that n is equals to 1 up to 7. Okay? Kasi ang pinapakita dito sa ating principal number is the shell na meron sa isang atom. Okay? We have here an example of an alkali metal group starting with lithium. Ayan. Kasi hydrogen is non-metal. Okay? The idea is nasa grupo kasi sila ng alkali metal. Now, kung mapapansin nyo, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Those are the shells that we're describing. Mabibilang natin yung shells based on the periods they belong. Okay? Kung saan, for example, n is equals to 2, therefore, dapat ang orbits or shell ng lithium is 2 lang. For sodium, 3. For potassium, 4. For rubidium, 5. For cesium, 6, and then for francium, 7. Kung saan yung kanyang last orbit na yan is what they call the valence. Okay? Ayan. So, paano ba natin binabasa, sir, ang ating principal number? Okay? It is just basically by periods. Okay? For example, sa hydrogen, period 1 si hydrogen. Therefore, isa lang dapat ang kanyang n or isa lang ang kanyang shell. Another one is, let's say, rubidium. Rubidium is at the row 5. Therefore, the shell must be 5 lang and that the n is equals to 5. Okay? So, the accepted value again is 1 to 7 for principal number. Kasi siya nga ulit po ang shell niya. Now, for angular momentum, as I mentioned earlier, ito po ang nagbibigay ng shape sa ating mga atom. Okay? That's the reason why we have S, P, D, and F. And we call them the subshells. Sir, bakit po siya tinawag na angular momentum? From the word angular kasi, sinasabi natin that these electrons are moving in a revolution around the nucleus. Ngayon, habang sila yung nagre-revolve sa sobrang bilis nila, they create these kinds of shapes. Kung saan, we have a shape like the spherical or the primary subshells tulad ng S-subshell. The S-subshell, dinidescribe niya na yung iniikutan ng ating mga electrons is sphere. Okay? Pa-sphere daw, pa-spherical. We can have an S, ayan, basically dun sa electronic configuration natin, yung mga SPDF dun. They describe the shape of our electrons that they are taking. Okay? Or rather, dun sila nagmo-move and it creates the spherical motion. Ayan. So, ngayon, ang mga s subshell natin can only hold 2 electrons. Okay? So, ang value natin for subshell S, it can only hold 2 electrons. Okay? So, pag nag-electronic configuration tayo, mapapansin nyo na lahat ng S subshell is kaya lang mag-take ng 2 electron. So, sir, saan ba matatagpuan ang mga subshells na to? Remember that they are subshells. Kumbaga, they are just a shell within a shell. Okay? Kumbaga, may shell ka na as the principal energy level. Within that principal energy level, meron ka ding shells. Okay? We have another subshell naman, which is the P subshell. Okay? Ang shape naman ng ating mga P subshell is dumbbell shape. Okay? Now, within this subshell, it can hold a total of 6 electrons. Okay? So, para saan ba itong mga to, sir? Ayan. Well, you have to remember what I said earlier is that within this shell kasi, subshell, dyan natin matatagpuan yung ating mga electrons. For example, if we have an L that is equals to 1, which represents a value of P subshell. Ngayon, ang value niya pwedeng maging 1 lang siya. Ngayon, ang possible maging value for M sub L, which is kasi yung dalawa na yun ay connected, is pwedeng negative 1, 0, and positive 1. Ngayon, for example, if the M sub L or the electron that we're looking for is at the location of 0, okay? So, ibig sabihin yan, it could be possibly, probability lang to ha, makikita natin yung ating electron at the coordinate of PZ or the axis ng PZ. So, ibig sabihin, the shape that it's taking is a vertical, kung saan matatagpuan yung dumbbell na yon. So, somewhere in that axis, makikita natin yung electron na umiikot. Ayun, yun ang ibig sabihin nun. Okay? So, anyway, just remember that the P subshell is a dumbbell shape and it can hold a 6 electrons. Now, we have another subshell. Okay, so we have D subshell. This one is the shape of a clover leaf. Okay? Usually found in the third energy level. Okay, so ibig sabihin yan, makikita natin usually itong D subshell na to under the third row. So, elements that are under the third row, okay, is mag-a-appear na yung subshell na to. Okay? So, they always come in a set of 5 or they take the set of 5 or kung saan sila makikita. Okay? Meron tayo niyan. Yan. And that it can hold a total of 10 electrons. Ibig sabihin daw niyan is that within the D subshell, hanggang 10 electrons lang ang pwede natin i-maximize sa subshell na to. And finally, we have the F subshell. So, si F subshell is a multi-lobed shape or rather a shape of a flower. Sobrang dami na kasi niyang electron and basically these are the elements na nasa period 7 and 6. Nagsisilabasan na yung subshell ng pang period 6 and 7. Okay? And it can hold a total of 14 electrons. A maximum 14 electrons. So, they have these different coordinates kung saan sila matatagpuan. The one that is only unique here is yung this one and itong may donut shape. But anyway, ano lang naman yan? Coordinates. That's another topic for another discussion. By the way, no, period 6, 7, 3, and, not 3. 4, 5, 6, and 7, dun sila nagsisilabasan na yung F na subshell. Ayan. Hindi lang siya sa 6 and 7. Okay? So, now let's summarize ano yung mga accepted values when it comes to M sub L and sa angular momentum. Ayan. So, ang angular momentum kasi can only be either 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, and 0. So, ito lang siya. Ayan lang yung titingnan mong value for the angular momentum. Ngayon, yung corresponding shape for these angular values, 0 for S shape, 1 for P shape, 2 for D shape, and 3 for F shape. Ngayon, ang bawat shape na yan can hold a specific amount of electrons. 2 electrons for S, P is 6, D is 10, and F is 14. Okay? Just take note of this one kasi gagamitin po natin siya when we determine the location of electrons. And then we have here for the next quantum number or the third quantum number, which is the magnetic or spatial axis. Okay? And again, it is denoted as M sub L. And then ang purpose nito is to describe the coordinates of the electron within an angular momentum. So, kumbaga, meron ka nang shell, diba? Ito yung first shell. Tapos, meron ka pang shells like SPDF. So, for example, meron kang dumbbell. Ngayon, within that dumbbell, nandun yung specific location ng ating electron, which is the M sub L. Ayan. So, what I do is to imagine them na parang meron kang isang circle. For example, this one is the energy level. N is equals to 1. Okay. So, dun sa N is equals to 1, kunwari lang to. Tasan na nga natin. N is equals to 4. Ayan. N is equals to 4. Ngayon, within that shell, fourth shell of the atom, meron ka ding mga subshell. It could be SPDF. For example, let's say the subshell is P. So, within that orbit, meron pa siyang another subshell. Okay? Ngayon, that one is the L. Yung values for L is 0, 1 to 3. Hanggang dun lang. Now, it's different pagdating sa M sub L. Si M sub L, ang purpose niya is to locate within that dumbbell shape yung electron natin. Okay? Somewhere in that dumbbell shape, nandyan siya. That's the M sub L naman. Okay? Ayan. Now, ang purpose, again, ng magnetic or a spatial axis or M sub L is to point the shape along a specific spatial axis like the one that I mentioned earlier, no? Pwedeng nasa PX yung electron or nasa PY or nasa PZ or rather nasa PZ axis. Okay? Now, ano po yung mga values na ginagamit natin or the numerical values that we use for the magnetic or M sub L? Okay? So, yung values na ginagamit kasi natin for M sub L, it corresponds to the shape na meron siya. Okay? It corresponds like if you have an S shape, that is, the L is equals to 0, 1, 2, and then 3. Okay? Ngayon, eto mga shape na to, they corresponds to a specific number of slots. Slots, na for S shape, isang slot lang to, 1 slot. Dun niya pupunin yung electron. For P shape, 3 slots siya. For D shape, that is a total of 5 slots. And then for F shape, that is 7 slots. Yung mga slots na yan, dun natin kasi nilalagay yung electrons. It's something like what I've mentioned earlier. Na kung saan dun tayo naglulocate ng electron. Okay? Now, the values accepted or rather na ginagamit natin to locate these slots is pwedeng 0, negative 1, positive 1, negative 2 hanggang positive 2, negative 3 hanggang positive 3. Okay? Mamaya, we're going to, another lecture naman, papakita ko sa inyo kung paano siya ginagamit. Itong mga values na to. But you have to recognize and remember, ito po yung mga numerical values natin for the M sub L. Okay? So, here's an example of that identification of the subshell. Identification of the M sub L. kung saan ang M sub L can hold a value of 0, negative 1, positive 1, and that yung bawat values na yon is naka-directed to a specific axis. For example, as mentioned earlier, no, if M sub L is 0, therefore it must be that the electron is found under the the x axis. Kunwari ito ay p orbit or subshell, p subshell. So it's not a circle, rather it should be rather they call this a dumbbell shape along the x-axis. Ngayon, along the x-axis, baka nandun daw yung ating electron. Nasa 0 coordinate. Nasundan? Ayan. So, that is the purpose of the M sub L. Now, finally, we have the electron spin. Ayan. So, sa electron spin naman, as I mentioned earlier, it's not a literal spin motion ng ating electron. Rather, ito yung specific slot na meron na kayang i-occupy ng ating electrons. Kasi sinasabi doon, sa isang slot kasi na binibigay na position ng M sub L, only 2 electrons ang pwede niyang i-occupy at the same time. For example, dito na natin nakikita yung arrow na upward, which is indicated as north. Ayan. And then, an arrow that is, half an arrow pala. Ayan. That is directing to the south. Okay, south. And ito yung values niya, or ginagamit na number para makapakita na ang isang arrow upward is an electron. Another arrow downward is also another electron. And you have to remember that these 2 electrons are both negative. So that's why we have a positive 1/2 and negative 1/2 to show that they are spinning daw in an opposite direction. Okay? So, ito daw yung values na ginagamit natin for quantum numbers. Okay? So, yeah. That will be all for quantum numbers. Remember yung mga values na yan kasi gagamitin natin siya on the next recorded lecture.